Hello, I'm Arya Gita Ninjatmoko. It is very grateful today because I have opportunity to present my article in the 6th International Conference on Social and Political Science, ECOSAPS 2020. And my article, the title is Conflict Resolution in Community Governance Perspective, Social Capital Analysis in Land Channel in Berbidas Village, Lombok. So we are going to the introduction part. The Jurang Kuak indigenous land warriors claim that some of the conservation areas in Mount Rinjani National Park are the property of their ancestral heritage. Why they claim this? There are three reasons. The first one, community belief that there was an ancestral grave in Rinjani Conservation Area. The second one, local communities have not been historically involved in the determination of conservation area boundaries and also the strategic attitudes that affect their livelihoods from land and forest use. Because of this, people had just limited access to their land to do some agricultural activities. That's why this explains the economic factor as the last reason. Therefore, in 2015, they encroached the Rinjani Conservation Area. So we are going to the literature review. As we know that we use the community governance. Community governance is used to empower society as a community in joint decision making, and it can also carrying out conflict resolution, which aim at finding the causes of conflict and building a new relationship. And as we know that there are 5 response to achieve conflict resolution. The first one, avoiding, accommodating, compromising, dominating, and collaborating. And social capital is an important element in community governance theory. And there are 3 social capital, as we know that the first one, bounding social capital, bridging social capital, and linking social capital. And we will explain one by one for this social capital that have the community. So we are going to the methods part. This research is qualitative studies by interviewing some informants. The informants are Mount Rinjani National Park staff. There are 2 staff, and the Jurang Kuak indigenous land warrior community, 2 community members, law enforcers, and NGO. And in this research, the researcher combined several documents archived by the Rinjani and also from the newspaper, and as well as several studies that also discuss this conflict. So we will discuss this research. In 1941, Mount Rinjani was designated as a Mount Rinjani Wildlife Reserve, and there was a Tetangkong Inak Bukit as a place to worship in Mount Rinjani Wildlife Reserve. People also believe their ancestors live in Mount Rinjani Wildlife Reserve doing some agricultural activities. And in 1990, Mount Rinjani Wildlife Reserve was designated to be Mount Rinjani National Park. And due to the stipulation, the community was dissatisfied with the determination of Rinjani as a conservation area. Why? Because access to their lands were limited, and as a result, it was difficult for them to fulfill their livelihoods. And this explains why they encroached the Rinjani Conservation Area in 2015. And to respond to the situation and condition, the community built social capital from 3 networks. The first one, bounding social capital. They built bonding social capital through meeting, regulation, and sanction. And the role of group leader was very prominent. And bridging social capital, built by the community, had created a network to some NGOs to voice their interests and urged that law enforcement efforts were not excessive. And the last one, linking social capital, will be to get moral support and legal legitimacy to the government. And finally, the conflict resolution was resulted by forming communities which are members of the two groups who used to encroach the Rinjani forests. What are the new communities? The first one, Pok Darwis or kelompok sadar wisata, or a group who are aware about tourism. And the second one, Pok Darling, kelompok sadar lingkungan, or a group who care about their environment. And the people or in the community that used to encroach or destroy the forest, now they participate in forest conservation, and the community is also involved in economic empowerment in sustainable ways. The conclusion, in reality, the capacity shown by the community was not sufficient to resolve the conflict completely, and it left some problematic condition to encroach area, so that the government used their authority to settle this conflict and provide solutions. When we have to admit that this research has its limitation, because the community governance has limited scope, and it is not able to explore the encroachment conflict in inclusive manner, because it can only see the settlement from the community side. And we suggest that any scholar want to study this research, they use another theory to see from the comprehensive and inclusive manner. And this is my presentation. Thank you for your opportunity, thank you for your time, and goodbye.